Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E423, a 1942D plastic tube roll. How's everybody doing today? Let me grab the chip here real quick. We got number 8. Wait for a couple of people to get in, and we will bust this 1942D roll that the collector that I purchased it from got 112 of 64 for 19 bucks. Carl, welcome to the show. James Valley, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and start breaking this out. That's good to hear. You're feeling better, I take it then, huh? Stan Horn, welcome. Richard, we will not be selling reveals this week. We're taking a week off. Chuck had a family issue come up that he has to deal with. He says he's going to do his reveals soon before he leaves. I've got the 260D rolls. I'm going to try and work around what he does. But I need to get things in order around here. Once you get 2,000 and 3,000 coins laying around for a while, you end up misplacing one or two of them. So I've got 2 coins that I'm looking for right now. And I know they're here because I remember looking at them. Come on out, you coins, you. They're moving. Well, that's good, Carl. That's good. That means you're getting a little better, probably. Farm Dog, Richard Sappington, welcome. Eric SFC and Eric Maith, welcome to the show. There we go. Now we got a big dump there. Oh, and a lot of them came. Ooh, all right. So almost all of them. They are moving. There they come. They are all out. And we are ready to go. Throw this tube in the garbage. Doberman's in the house. All right. Daring Doberman, welcome. Found a 95 DDO and change. That's awesome. Calipigian, good to see ya. We have double die obverses, repunched mint marks, and double die reverses to look for. My wife is traveling right now on her way home from her mother's house. Going to be good to see her. Been almost 2 weeks now. As I start recognizing die pairs, I will probably only look at the obverse. Just got home from taking my grandson turkey hunting. Nice. How'd you guys do? God, I haven't been turkey hunting in, God, I bet you 25 years. Yeah, maybe even longer than that. Joseph C., welcome. All right, all right. I created a coin posting group in Facebook today. Nice. Is that for all the people that are facetious then? Coin number 4, Sissy. Yeah, that 1 penny you sent me a picture of, that looks pretty good. It looks pretty convincing to me. Seen this die pair. There you go. Don't get too caught up in it because there's some people that can really go at it. You won't believe it. Yeah, $1 billion. Next coin, DC. Same die as the other one. Well, all I can tell is there's a little bit of die gouging there, then that die scratch right down from the bow tie. Yeah, you know, he don't be offended if he doesn't join. He doesn't do a whole lot of Facebook. Just like me, I lurk and read, but I don't do a lot of commenting. It's just not in my best interest. Same die pair again. That's 4 coins in a row. Oh, nice. That does not. Is it listed already, or is it something that you just heard of? Joseph, all right. Same die again. Whoa, I hope they're not all from the same die. Yeah, I never looked to see if anything was listed. I just looked at the pictures, and it definitely looks doubled to me. Coin 8, the winner of the giveaway, Dan. Dan, all right. 421. Who won? Somebody won yesterday. I know I filled the darn thing out. Where'd it go? Huh. Same coin again, but let me get my sheet. I will have to watch the reveal for yesterday. E423 for Dan. I'm going to start doing some different types of giveaways mixed in with the discounts. Worked on that yesterday. Might have some 10th ounce silver and stuff like that to give away. Little struck through right through. Nice little struck through the T in Liberty. Kevin Hawthorne, welcome. Let me look at something here. Huh. Yeah, they don't even have any listings for that there. Nothing there. All right, let's see if he's got them listed under presidential dollars. Well, maybe not. Sent that quarter into 10. All right. Well, did he ask for a picture of it, Farm Dog, before you sent it in? A lot of times he will do that. That way he knows if it's something. Same one again. She will probably tell you the same thing. Didn't you hear from somebody that there was a double die for that year? Coin 10, Stan. Okay. All right. I think you got nothing to worry about, actually. I think you will get a listing. Apparently his coin does not have it. Huh. Coin 11, shiny coin guy. Boy, this die pair is in there a lot. But that makes sense because they use multiple dies. I mean, it's not like they use one set of dies to make all the proof coins or whatever. You said it was a proof coin, right? Yeah, as a matter of fact, to 2017, they probably made 500,000 proof sets. So there's probably, I'll guess and say 100 dies. Same die again. Wow. 55 DDO at Great Collections yesterday. Oh yeah, that is a coin that after COVID, they were easy to get for under $1,000 in decent condition 5 years ago, and I bet you a good AU coin now is every bit of $2,000. So 12, depending on what it was graded as. I remember, matter of fact, I can remember talking to somebody during COVID that had bought one and his store was closed. And he tried to sell it to me for $1,200 and I should have jumped at it. It was AU 58. And I do kind of regret not doing it, but you can't. You can't regret it. Huh. Something's telling me this might be a late dice data DDO number 2. Let me see if I can see anything that I can link it to. Huh. Nothing I can do to it, but I am going to keep this one out. I saw two others and do an overlay and see if that's in the right spot. Enhanced sets for... Huh. Now, what kind of sets are you talking about, Eric? Let's see. Oh, a Brassode. I get it now. 55 DDO. Great collections. Oh, wow. I haven't heard the term Brasso in so long. I didn't even know what you were talking about until it just sunk in. 2017 enhanced mint sets. Well, looks like we could have a doubled eyelid right there. I'm seeing it like here and here. This is a new die for the roll. I'm going to have to look because it looks like it's doubled on the L also. Where I'm seeing is right there. Let me look. Everything is like class 5 or class 1. I don't see nothing, but I'm going to hold this one out for Ant. See what I can come up with. Blue Ridge mentioned the penny from the set in a recent video. All right. Does the R also have something extra? Well, let me see. No, that has a little ding, a bag mark on it. So does the T, Joe. The only thing I see right now is on the L. Hopefully we find more than just that one. And then we'll know for sure. But this die pair right here is definitely the majority of the roll so far. You know, I never had a problem explaining. They all like money. Everybody likes money, so they're usually pretty sympathetic to collecting coins. But I do got to say that I can remember buying a doubled die was a 1960 DDO number 1 RPM 100, and I paid $100 for it. 6 or 7 years ago, and my wife about lost her mind. She says, "You paid $100 and something for a penny," and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I'd paid way more than that for stuff in the past. There's another one of those. Let's look. All right, so that was like some sort of machine doubling because it is not on this one. But I do see, so you can almost see this. I think that it's an actual lower eyelid to the north. actually might be 2 lower eyelids to the north. You know, I can remember buying rolls of war nickels, BU war nickels for $20. And now, heck, some of those rolls are $200 and something a piece. But I do love war nickels too. I've got a soft spot. That, I think, is where my soft spot lies for nickels. Back in the day, yeah. Well, I can remember buying BU Roosevelt rolls for $30. Almost any date. There was only like the 46 through like 50, and then 50S, 51S, 52S. Those were all more than that. But even them, occasionally you'd find them. It was very common to get BU rolls for melt, and melt was three to 350 an ounce back then, so it would be less for. There's another one of those. See that? I want to see that. That almost looks like DDO number 5. There's that. Wow. Trying to find an identifying mark. You know, I have one of these coins. I'm going to get my copy out. I think that might be a very late die state of 1DO5. They are. You know, Roosevelt dimes are too. Not a lot of people like dimes. The only people that seem to collect dimes are the people that collect them for silver. You know, I can remember for years they'd always say a dime's a gallon of gas, or a loaf of bread, or a gallon of milk. I mean, I've got a ton of silver dimes just from then. And like I said, I literally paid very little for them. That is one thing, silver, and it's going nuts again. I saw Chase Bank's forecast for the next 2 years is $45, which to me is overpriced. But, you know, I don't buy a whole lot of silver to stack. So when I buy silver, it's usually because I see something that I like on the round, or stuff like that. I don't actually buy it to invest in silver. A lot of the S-Mint dimes are low mintage, Joseph, for sure. Somebody said it this morning that it's sitting around 104 right now, and it is. That means silver's got to go up in price. That silver's a buy right now. And I did notice, I did go to my local coin shop yesterday, and was talking to him, and it wasn't Oh, it was about 2 weeks ago. He was selling silver at just either at melt or just below melt. And when I went in there yesterday, he was selling silver for 10% over melt because he couldn't keep it in stock. He was buying, what did he say? He was buying at 29 and selling at 35.50. Yeah, they say the prime gold to silver ratio is what, 96 to 98 or something like that. But yeah, I was shocked, and I says, "Man, you were just selling it." He was literally buying kind of high because he buying for low because he had a lot of inventory. When I went in there yesterday, because I was going to buy a roll of 10,000 silvers, and he didn't have any, and I said he would order me some, but I got to pay what they when the day that they come. So two, what I believe are double dies. That is a hit. Because this die has been... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I bought 20 rolls of nickels yesterday, Joseph. That's all he had. That's another thing. He says finding rolls of pennies has been difficult for him. I haven't really talked to any other dealers about pennies lately, but I can tell you just from my experience, I used to just get boxes that would show up, and then I would pay the person for them, and that's been a while. The last time I talked to one of those people, he was like, I have a feeling he's got somebody local he's selling to. Because he's like, oh, I don't have anything. I can't find them. I can't buy them. Where he was sending me package after package for the better part of 3 years. And I know how he goes when he buys collections. He buys the pennies just as a convenience item. He doesn't buy them to turn them to make money with. Platinum. Well, I can remember when platinum was the big dog. No longer. There's that one again. Yeah, like I say, I think that is a class 4. That's a lower eyelid. I agree, Mark. They're in the ones you get, there's a lot of them that are re-rolls. There are some people that really can re-roll those things up really good. And welcome, Mark. Glad you could join us. Oh yeah, definitely some eyelids in the roll. Never took a cat in your life? They don't always have platinum. They can have palladium in them too, I think. Well, I remember the last few years that my wife had her storage company. She had a truck, and the catalytic converter got ripped off of it a dozen times, and then all of a sudden this company says, yeah, we can stop that from happening, and they put this thing on there, and it would come back, and the exhaust would be all chopped up, and you'd end up having to repair the exhaust, but they didn't get the cat. And there's not a whole lot in those. I've seen some people try to extract the platinum, and it's literally smaller than a BB. Crazy stuff. People do strange things for money, that's for sure. Oh, there are so many doubled eyelids. There's another one. See, if you turn it just right, I am convinced that it's this eyelid right here, right there, and that this is part of it too. Short die gouge, lower R in trust. I do not see a die gouge in the R of trust. But we found a few of these, which is cool. Next coin, sloppy stacks. There's another one. Boy, now we're getting them. It's just like that other die pair. A reminder to everybody, we're not selling reveals tomorrow. The next reveal show is scheduled for, I believe, the 21st. Chuck's going out of town. He's got some family stuff he needs to take care of. I do believe he's doing his reveals before he leaves. I got two 60D rolls that I am going to try to work around him doing his rolls. So whenever I see a spare time, I'll pop them in and get them done. Oh, it is. eBay is... Oh, yeah. Definitely. But even stuff you buy from dealers... I mean, it looks perfect, and you open it up, and there's like 6 enders in it, and you're like, and I've had it done to me. But most of the time, you can tell pretty good. But like even Batdorf, there's people, oh, you can't re-roll Batdorf rolls. I know for a fact because I actually can remember at the fun show. Oh God, it had to be near 20 years ago. A friend of mine. Showed everybody. He says, I can rewrap them. And then there was even a post by Ken Potter that the presidential dollars, the banks got to the point where the banks wouldn't take them back unless they were in rolls, you know, like original rolls. And they were looking for the missing edge lettering. And he said that he can rewrap a Batdorf roll. And you can't tell. And I know that the one fella, he used like a Bic pen. The old blue Bic pen things that had kind of like the spoon on the end of them. And he could get those suckers really tight. Oh, there's lots of original material out there, Joseph. And you know, I don't even care if I look at searched material. Because not everybody searches for what I'm searching for. Most people, when they open a roll of coins up, they're looking for cuds or errors or clips or stuff like that. Or they're most of the time they're looking for high grades. And you know, very few people look. I guess a lot of people look for die varieties, but very few people see them good enough to actually find them all. I find die varieties all the time in rolls that I know have been searched. Yeah, that's a little bit... I mean, they don't even have to weather the paper, is the thing. Next coin, Carl. They can take these rolls. You know, a lot of the rolls from the mint were actually pre-made rolls. They weren't a high-speed roller where they were rolling the rolls. That's why I don't know if you've ever unwrapped a lot of the Fed Reserve rolls. One side unwraps real easy, and you really got to work at the other side because it's really folded real deep and wound up real hard. I can remember on eBay you used to be able to buy boxes of Fed Reserve tubes from Cleveland, Kansas City, or Minneapolis. It would be little, and it was government surplus when they went to the high-speed Batdorf machines, the rolling machines. They got rid of. They had a bunch of these tubes left. That's what gets me, Joe, is when you're going, oh man, this is going to be sweet, and you open it up and you find enders in the middle, so you know it's been looked at. That is a letdown. That's the worst part. That's actually the worst letdown I get. Getting a roll that has nothing in it doesn't let me down at all because a lot of rolls have nothing in it. Yeah. Yep. Some of those wrappers are worth money, Otis. Next coin, dirty water. Coin 50. Well, let's see. Don't want to steal your thunder. Emailed you about a 70S DDO. They're all over. What's the scoop on these? Are you talking about DDO number 1, Daring? Like the big DDO? Another one of the doubled eyes. Because I can tell you that I was at the fun show last year and I'm trying to think of his name. Briggs. Larry Briggs had 10 of them that he found in a roll. Somebody found in a roll. And the price was still high, but it wasn't like it was. It had definitely depreciated. So yes, there have been a lot found in the last year, but I know of 10 found. I don't know how many there are. As far as that goes, there is been the 69 DDO. There's been a few found. So let's see. Let me get this up real quick. Let me see what PCGS has. Yeah, they're down heavy. But that used to be back in the day, that was near $100,000 coin, and now it's in 66, it's 22,000. 62, 63, 64. Let's see, hold on here. Let me see if I got population here. 2, 42. You got to remember that a lot of these probably, I mean, PCGS has 6, 8, 40, 80, 82 in red. So you're probably right. It's probably somewhere around 100 and something. And of that 114, some of them are probably regrades. I can't tell you how many, of course, because they don't keep track of it. Then I'm sure there's a bunch that are graded with, matter of fact, I know there because half of his were graded from PCGS, the other half from NGC, and then he had 2 graded from ANAX. So there's probably hundreds of them now, but it's still a valuable coin. The thing about that is I mean, it's usually easy to tell. I bet you that there's fakes out there. So be careful if you do buy. Hold the coin in your hand. A coin that costs that much money deserves, or buy it from a auctioneer. Don't buy it off of eBay. Buy it from an auction house that is going to stand by if it's fake, and they're going to get you your money back. Because I assure you that there's fakes of that out there now too. I have never seen one, but it would only make sense to me. But I want to thank everybody for joining. I will be back with those 60D rolls. Probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to let Chuck get his stuff done, because he's got to go and get to Missouri, I think, for something within the family. So I hope to see everybody soon, and I'm sure I'll see you around the coin community. We'll talk to you all later.